All right, welcome back. Another episode of Brian the Builder, and I'm continuing on the Acastus Night Asterius. So, the magnets that we did in the last one actually worked out really, really nicely. It's really solid. So, it's not coming off. And I can take that out. I can hold it by the legs and give it a nice shake, and it really doesn't even move. It doesn't want to wobble at all. And it still turns really nice and smooth, and I can still separate the magnets and remove the body halves pretty easily. So, very good. Very happy about the strength of those magnets. I wasn't sure that they were going to be strong enough, but they're way stronger than they really need to be. All right, so off camera, what I did was basically just set these guys up and help me figure out where the carapace is exactly going to sit on here. Also help me figure out that the two little locator bumps that are on the inside of this would actually have to be removed because they don't quite line up. Right? So once this is adjusted, kind of going to have to, once it's glued, it'll be right. But then I marked the inside of the carapace there so that I could, and then based on the thickness of this, I marked off the relative size and position of where things were going to be, also based on approximately where the front edge of our cockpit pilot figure lines up compared to the front edge of this. That one I just need a real approximate number, because once I know where this goes, this guy can be moved around in here a little bit without a problem. So that gives me that line, this upper line here. Then that measurement was transferred to this side. And then using the cockpit door, I marked out what I need to cut out to be able to see into the cockpit. Now, I'm going to give the Dremel a shot here with a kind of fine point file bit that should let me get out most of this really nicely, and then the rest of it I'll clean up with the X-Acto. And I'm not worried about this having an exact fit because it's going to end up being mounted open, so that we'll be able to see into the cockpit. But that actually ends up being in a really nice position for where that would be a logical spot. And then this indentation here, I think I'm gonna fill in to make it look like it is a recessed panel and part of the armor. But right now, this piece and this piece alone looks like it should actually retract, which doesn't actually make any sense with where the original throne piece would be in there. So we're just going to kind of ignore that and fix it and make it actually how we think it should be. And then around the door opening frame, I'll end up reinforcing and kind of building up with some sheet styrene or some styrene rod, to make it look like the frame is actually there intentionally and fits in with all this other like detail that's here. So now the scary part is cutting this beautiful carapace open. But, I'm going to take it nice and slow and make sure that I kind of stay back from my edge, because I can always work up to it with files and my X-Actos later. So All right. Well, that's actually a really nice start. But there's definitely a lot of cleanup to do. So I don't know if this guy's going to help me a whole lot. It's a little chunky in there. Yep. Had to know that was going to happen. Magnets are pretty strong. Picking up my drill bits. All right, so if that's mounted something like that, I might have to create some other little piece to kind of look like it goes back in and extends under, so I can make sure I keep this cockpit door open far enough. But based on the overall shape, it definitely has the illusion that it would fit and be functional. So at this point, I do still need to do a whole bunch of little detail work around here to get the kind of frame of it to feel like it makes sense. So I'm going to clean up a little bit before I get back to that. And then we'll start to figure out exactly how to mount the pilot inside the space here so that he actually lines up with that hole and we can see in. I've also made sure, where are we at here, to open up the front of the cockpit a little bit more. Get the focus. No, okay, whatever. All right, so those should fit perfectly. The 1.8 millimeter LEDs that I've ordered. So a couple LEDs should sit in there and actually point at his face and illuminate the inside of the pilot's cockpit really nicely. So that should work out really well. And then with the fiber optics running through the body panel, I should be able to mount the LEDs and the fibers really close to the inside of this ball space, because that's where really the fibers are going to come out. So they don't need a whole lot of room on the inside. I just need room to get the LED with a piece of shrink tube around it. And then the LEDs go in the end, so they're all basically getting lit by the LED, or the pair of LEDs are going to be in there. I'm going to have a red one and an orange one to illuminate the eyes and give them some variety in color that hopefully you'll be able to see. So that is it for now. And I need to clean up.